Well, big highball and hello to all the model railroaders and rail fans out there, and welcome to March 2026 edition of the Central Division. Hey, hope everyone is doing well. I've got my Starbucks coffee this morning, so I'm doing really good. The caffeine is flowing, just ready to get my day started. Hey, I do want to give a shout out to my friend, Ben Zahner. Ben is an N-scale model railroader and has a really neat layout. Also has a nice YouTube channel. So I put the link to his YouTube channel below and invite you to go out and take a look at that. And hey, before we get started, wanted to share a little bit of medical news with you. This will probably be the last update that I do for at least 3 or 4 months. Nothing life-threatening. Kind of tell you what happened. I've been having pain in my right shoulder and bicep area the last few months. So, went through physical therapy. That didn't do any good. Got the MRI. And it showed I have a torn rotator cuff tendon and a partial bicep tendon tear, the right arm here. So anyway, got to get that fixed. So I know I'll be in an immobilizer sling for about a month and a half. So obviously I won't be, working on any model railroading stuff. I'm hoping, though, that I'll be able to just kind of run trains, although it'll be kind of left-handed. So I know this weekend I'm going to, vacuum the track, get it clean, test everything, make sure everything is running. Now, 3 or 4 months doesn't mean my arm's not going to be usable for 3 or 4 months. I hope to be out of the sling in a month and a half. And while I won't be able to do any update videos, because obviously I won't have my right hand to be able to do stuff, I'm hoping to at least have some videos I'll put out there for you, trains running on the layout and that sort of thing. So we'll have to see how it goes. But again, I'm going to get through this and then hopefully in a few months' time, I'll start working on the layout again and let the progress continue and give you guys an update from there. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you what I've been working on. So the main area I've been working on is to complete the scene and the scenery around my Van Buren, Arkansas train station. And you see I've done quite a bit of work since the last time you were here. So we're going to start on this end of the scene here, and I'll go in and give you a little bit more detail on what I've done. So in the last update, I had the parking lot in for my Missouri Pacific Van Buren, Arkansas train depot, but I still needed to weather the parking lot. I'm going to zoom in here and show you what I've done. Now the stripes are down, so what I did is I went back with 2 Bragdon weathering powders. One's called Ash, and it's almost a very combination of a light gray, white color, but it cuts the shine down on that gray paint and kind of breaks up the gray pattern a little bit, and also fades it really, really well. So it looks like a parking lot that's been sitting there for a while, seeing a lot of traffic. Now, the other thing I did, and you'll see if I can zoom in here. There we go. All right. So I also took a Bragdon weathering powder. It's a color called Soot. And so what I did is I just took a little bit of that. Again, when you're using weathering powders, or really paint or any colors, if you're getting into like, black or dark grays, a little goes a long way. So anyway, I took a little bit of the black soot color and I put down at kind of the head of the parking spaces there. And so that kind of gives the look of a parking lot that's seen cars over the years, some of them leaking oil, other engine fluids, kind of general grime and things like that. So again, kind of helps give you that look of a parking lot that's been around for a while. All right, so I've taken the camera off the tripod, and so this will give you a closer look of that kind of the grunge on the head of the parking lot, parking spaces there. And hopefully see it a little bit better and see how it kind of, again, kind of improves that look of a parking lot that's seen a lot of traffic there over the years. Okay, folks, so I've to get a better look at some of these areas here, I've got the phone off the tripod, so I will try not to shake it around too much here. But the scenery itself, the natural scenery I've been putting in, We'll start here, and I've got, this is just a low hill, and you see here I've got the bushes down, my static grass and everything. Eventually I'm going to have, in this area here, is, you know, my super trees blocking the scene. And the reason I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and raise the camera up a little bit so you can see this track. This is, I think I kind of explained this last update. Along this wall here, this track is what I call semi-hidden staging. And I jokingly call it semi-hidden because technically if you kind of peeked around the trees and over the buildings and stuff, you could still see it. But you know, if you're just coming here to look at the layout or operate on it, this track will kind of disappear. Now the depot also acts as a view block, as well as this larger hill that I've put in here, and I'm going to kind of back out a little bit. And you see here I've got the super trees in that's blocking the view here. The track goes up behind the hill. And I've long since stopped guesstimating how many trees I'm going to need, not only for the layout, but just a specific area, because never have enough. I think these things actually secretly disappear at night. But anyway, I've had to stop here because I just ran out of trees. So I have some more on order. Unfortunately, will not be here before the surgery, but hey, that's just another project to look forward to. Now, I'm gonna move the camera over in this area here, and I think this is a really cool shot. You see the hill on the left side of the hopper, and facing here. To the right is another hill. I don't have the super trees in yet, but again, there's going to be trees in this area here. It's going to kind of block that view. But what I like is the scene it's going to kind of create, and try not to shake you too bad here, is it's going to look like the train kind of reappears and disappears from the real world here. So it's kind of like a railroad cut. So I think it's going to look really cool once it's done. Plus, this is the main line here, so it can also act as a secondary staging track for shorter trains. So again, hopefully, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'll be here in a few months able to return to actually doing stuff on the layout and unbox my trees and get started with the planting. All right, everyone, welcome to Mama Coco's. We're going to stop here for a bit, fill the tank up with some of that good regular gas. I mean, even though, 1975, they said the prices weren't going to go up, but man, it's like 57 cents a gallon. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but got to put gas in the car, right? But we'll go ahead and we'll grab a Coke, a couple of hamburgers, and we'll head on out. We'll do some rail fanning. So, give you the story behind this scene here. The last update, this area was kind of a blank canvas, didn't have anything on it. And if you saw the last update, I kind of was trying to come up with an idea of what I could put here, but something that just would not block or take away from the train station over there. So, and the tripod's a little bit stiff here, but I'm trying not to shake you around too bad here. So anyway, a lot of you had some ideas that you sent me. I appreciate that. I even, I was thinking of just all kind of things that could go there. I was even considering maybe 3 or 4 old 40-foot trailers that had just been sitting there and abandoned. But anyway, I was looking through some of the structures I had in storage, and I came upon this general store here. I believe this is a Blair line laser cut kit that I built and I had on my previous layout. And I looked at that and I thought, it's like, I love that kit. I wish I had a spot to put it on the layout. And it's like, oh, wait a second, I have a spot. And so I created the scene that you see here. Now the sign, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here, Mama Coco's. And so now when I built the structure originally, it didn't have the sign here. But I thought, the store needed a name. So Coco was, she's been gone for a few years now, but she's a dog I had, great dog. and she kind of ran the roost. So the other dogs, she would kind of manipulate and push and herd into behaving or doing what she wanted the other dogs to do for her. So my wife and I jokingly started calling her Mama Coco. So I thought, man, what a cool name for a country store. And then, of course, tribute to just a really nice, lovable dog. So Mama Coco's. Now the gas pumps here, I can't think of the name of the person that made these. I will put the name and the link below here in a caption when I put this video together. But again, these are 3D printed. They're 70s era gas pumps. And this guy, he'll 3D print the gas pumps, and he will also include, there's several gasoline names that he has that he will send you. They're little glue-on cards that have been already, cut and measured for this space here. In this case, I chose Golf, and I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. And then he'll also include, it's an actual image of a 1970s gas pump meter. And basically he shrinks that down, and you just glue these things on here. Now you do have to paint the pump. It comes like just sort of a white color just off the 3D printer. But it's really not hard to do. It comes out looking really good here. The light is the light from a company called We Honest. I think I got 10 of these for like 10 bucks. And so, I just needed something that would keep those gas pumps illuminated as drivers came in, at night. And so it's not wired up, it's just more for looks. So I went with that. To zoom in a little bit here, another thing I wanted to kind of pop out was the season that I modeled, which is mid to late fall. So if the fall trees didn't spell it out for visitors and people operating the layout, little details like this helped kind of like drive it home that, hey, it's fall, it's Halloween season. So right here, I've got my pumpkins and my straw bales out there. So if we want to, we can purchase a pumpkin before we leave out and take it home and do some carving and have a Halloween pumpkin. And of course, I've got my Coca-Cola vending machine out there. So again, I think this really, all these little details and things like that make a nice scene. Now the sign here, and again, this is another eBayer who does 3D printing, and I will put his name in the link down in a caption below. But again, this Golf sign here, which is Golf gas pumps, and so it's not like a full service station or garage. However, because Golf gas is being sold, the Golf company will put their name there. And again, real simple 3D print. The guy, already puts like the gas logo on there, but you have several choices there, Golf, Texaco, and things like that. And interestingly enough, the only other Golf sign like this out here was an old 70s Model Power sign that just would not have looked good, I don't think. I mean, just my opinion on that. So you get this really nice scene of Mama Coco's, and again, selling that good old Golf gas. And so I tell you, when this came together, I'm going to zoom back out so you can kind of see the whole thing here. I was really I really liked how this scene comes together. So again, I think it's going to become one of the favorites on the layout there. Okay, so the last stop on this one particular scene here, wanted to show you this house that I just completed. This is actually it's a Millhouse, and it's a laser cut structure by a company called Best Trains. It's a really easy kit. It's fun to put together. The customer service of this company was really good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link down there for you if you want to go out, and because they have a lot of houses and things out there. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Right now I've just got it on top of the hill. Of course, this is the hill I've got as my view block here, to the left of the train station and gas station and such. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this particular house here, or even have a house. I just kind of put it there as a placeholder. One of the things I am considering is maybe having the house there. You'll still have the trees in the background and to the side here. And of course, I'll have a road or driveway where they're kind of coming around the house. That kind of gives the impression that there's a driveway and a road. It kind of leads off the hill here. So I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. Interestingly enough, it's this Millhouse. It's based on an actual house that was stands to this day in Ohio, and these are just houses that they would come in the early part of the 20th century and build and primarily serve the blue collar community for those that worked in the mills and things like that. Kind of one cool thing I like about the house here, and I'm gonna zoom in here, and I think you can see it pretty well here, is you see kind of a blue-green on top of here. And I guess it was kind of common for a lot of houses in that era, the early 20th century. But it's actually on the peak of the roof is they would put a copper strip, and it wasn't an expensive house for its time or whatever. Like I said, these houses were just built by the dozens for the large blue-collar neighborhoods and communities, people working in the mills and things like that. But I guess at the time, it was using copper was not a big deal. Now I tried to get as close as I could to the color. I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit more. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take this, try not to shake it around, take it off the tripod here. We'll get in a little closer. There we go. So trying to come up with sort of a good color for copper that had been sitting there for 70, 75 years, based on my era. But I think I kind of got close. Maybe needs a little bit more green, but again, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. My wife thinks it's a little too blue. But again, let me know what you think, and you won't hurt my feelings. And in worst case, it's very easy to go in and kind of doctor up that color a little bit. So, but again, when I'm back and working on the layout, until then, like I said, I'll be down for a little bit, but I think it'll give me some thinking time to kind of figure out if I want to keep the house here or use another house, or what I want to do with this scene. So anyway, any comments on this, just put them down there. Okay, well, my Fort Smith Biscuit Company scene and structures, also known as the Warts Biscuit Company of Fort Smith, are really coming along here. Not quite done, but I would say we're kind of getting in the home stretch here. So a couple things that I've done since your last visit. The first is toss up the confetti and blow in the horns. I have finally decided on a base color that I'm going to use for my sidewalks here. I don't know what's getting so hung up on this, just some of those little details, and I wasn't really happy with the different grays I tried, and so anyway, I finally decided to go with a Tamiya spray paint color, excuse me, called United States Air Force Light Aircraft Gray. I still got to go back and weather the sidewalks, and I've got these down just to kind of show you what the scene will eventually look like here. So don't think that Fort Smith or City of Fort Smith is neglecting their sidewalk maintenance. I've still got to get these kind of corrected and evened out and everything permanently down. So the second thing that I put up on one of the buildings is a billboard advertising the show Emergency. So I've got, I'm kind of at the point on the layout where I can start adding little fun details. And some of those details are things that will tell you what era that I model, in this case the 1970s, as well as the seasons like you saw over at the general store there with the straw bales and pumpkins. Now, I was a kid in the 70s, and so if you were a kid in the 70s, you grew up in the 70s, you probably remember the show Emergency. It was a 1-hour drama on NBC, and The main plot was two paramedics that worked for the Los Angeles County Fire Department. And in real life, it was actually Los Angeles during that time was one of the first cities to actually put in a paramedic program, something that we kind of take for granted today. Excuse me again. So when I was doing the research, I was looking for the NBC affiliate in Fort Smith that would have had the show on their local station, taken from the NBC, the national feed there. So I came across, and this is actually the logo they used in the 70s, but KFSM, Channel 5, was not only the NBC affiliate, but because of the area in Arkansas and the lack of transmission towers and the issues of getting any TV signal out there, they actually would put shows on their local station from NBC, ABC, and CBS. And apparently this was not unusual, especially in areas where its TV transmission was an issue. The infrastructure wasn't there yet. So I thought that was kind of cool, kind of a little cool fact there. So anyway, so I just basically took that logo, found a really cool emergency advertising image, pulled them off the web, put them together in Word, printed them out, and put them on the billboard there. So again, you come and visit my layout. Man, if you just have to get your 70s TV fix, we'll stop someplace and go in and watch some of the great TV shows of the 70s, including Emergency. Okay, so another scene I've been working on here is putting in a railroad crossing. So give you a little bit of a little story there. I'm a real big fan of animation and lights and things on the layouts. As long as it stays within the realm of being realistic, it doesn't get too silly. Like, I'm not a big fan of fake tornadoes coming down or any of that kind of stuff. But building lights, crossing gates, that kind of thing you'd actually see in real life that you can put on a layout that would add to the layout. I'm definitely a big fan of, and one of that, of course, is the lighting. And of course, my wife, after visiting a train show with me a couple of years ago, boy, how I got her to actually go to a train show with me, I can't even remember. But in any case, there was an oil refinery scene that somebody had set up at the train show that had the LED lights on and everything. She loved it. So we're both fans of that. So what I decided to do here, as far as the animation, is put in a railroad crossing with the cantilever signals here. Now, this is the Woodland Scenics post-1960s cantilever, which are perfect for my era, the 1970s. I've got another, I'll move the caboose out of the way here. And I've got another one, go that way. There we go. So I've got another one here that's going to be installed on the other side there. The road and crossing is in. I've still got to go back, weather the road, clean the rails in this area here. But the road itself is still done. Of course, I've got to do the scenery, everything around here. So I looked at different automated controllers for the crossing signals, and I decided to go with a package from a company called Astrax. It's really easy. Well, it looks easy from the instructions and doing the research of the company. It looks fairly easy to put in. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that before the surgery. If not, again, just one of those things to add to the project list. But once it's said and done, I think it's gonna be a really cool looking scene. Okay, so the last stop on the layout tour here, at least for this episode. So this is the background building I was telling you about. It's from a company called Monster Model Works. And I was looking for a building that I could place behind the feed mill that would not get lost. So I had to have a little bit of height to it. So anyway, I decided to go with this kit, and this is going to be a future warehouse. Now it's it's a shell. I'm still working on this kit. I just kind of brought it up here to the train room and placed it so you get an idea of where it's going to go and what it's going to look like. So still a lot of work to do in the building. But again, I think it's going to make a really nice scene when everything is done. So we'll back up here a little bit. Again, try not to shake you too bad. But once everything, get my water all the way there. But once everything is in and I've got the scenery and everything in place, you see what a cool looking scene this is really going to make here. So again, another area I'm really happy with. So again, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it before the surgery, but boy, that to-do list, post-surgery to-do list is getting kind of long. But eventually we'll have that building completed in there. And again, just something else to check off in the layout there. Okay, well, you see the progress continues. And hey, I do want to give a shout out to my subscribers out there. I tell you, as I say with every episode, you're the ones that help keep me motivated, help keep me moving forward. So I do appreciate that. And hey, if you're not a subscriber and like what you see, I certainly invite you to subscribe. And also check out my other videos. I've got not only updates on the layout, but I've got some how-to videos out there, some videos showing the trains and operations on the layout. So if you like model railroading, I think you'll really kind of like what I have out there. So again, invite you to go out and take a look at what I've got there. So until next time, wishing everyone happy model railroading and highball.